Welcome from the Alps in Switzerland. Today's accounting lesson is on bonds payable. So bonds are long-term liabilities. So these things are how companies borrow money in the open market. All right, and we're going to just take a short look at some features of bonds. Let's see. All right. Here are some points. Bonds represent companies borrowing on the open market. Okay, so there's a whole market for this. Bonds pay interest to the holder, whoever buys them, once or twice a year. I think the example we're going to use, they pay twice. Bonds accrue interest, though, every single month. So we have to make sure that for every month we've recorded bond interest expense. Okay? So the cash amount, the cash paid, is going to equal the stated interest rate on the bond times the face amount, always. So for this particular bond we're going to look at, it's always going to be $500,000 times, what, 9%, which is what the company says they'll pay, times half a year, because they're going to pay twice a year. Okay? The interest, though, because the market interest rate is 12%, our interest expense is always going to be the carrying amount or value of the bond times the effective interest rate, or 12% in this time, divided by the number of months that we're dealing with. Okay. Also, bonds don't get sold like cars. If you go and buy a car, it's got a sticker price of 20 grand. You don't pay 20 grand. Okay. So in this way, actually the market uses discounted interest rates and discounted cash flows to price the bond. So if a company is going to offer a bond that's only going to pay 9%, and the company can go and get a bond that pays 12% somewhere else, you know, would you rather have $50 or $100? You'd probably rather go for the $100, right? So what the market does is it adjusts the price down, okay, for the bond. So we're not going to give you the full $500,000. We're going to give you less. So in the example we're going to look at, the company is going to sell their $500,000 bond for $463,000. Wow, seems like quite a discount. Okay. Let's see. Well, I think we're going to just work out an example here. Let's take a look at a problem. If I can find a problem. I'm getting there. Here it is. Exercise 10.3. So Stanford issues a bond dated January 1st, makes it nice and clean, par value of $500,000. It's a 3-year bond, so that means at the end of 3 years, they're going to pay whoever's got the bond $500,000. Okay? The annual contract rate on the bond, the company says they'll only pay 9% a year. Well, interest paid semi-annually, twice a year, June, December. The annual market rate at the time this bond gets issued is 12%. I know that's hard to believe considering today's markets. So because the company is paying a lot less than the regular market rate for this type of bond, they're not going to get a full $500,000. In fact, they're only going to get $463,140. And we could actually calculate that amount, but let's just say that's not in the cards for today. Okay, so here's the facts. Bond, $500,000. Contract rate, 9%. Market rate, 12%. Pays interest twice a year. We do have to accrue interest every month, though. Okay, it was sold for $463,000, and it's 3 years old, or it's 3 years long. At the end of 3 years, company pays whoever's got the bond $500,000. So I've done a little schedule here. Got period, cash paid, interest, expense, discount. All right, and there is a discount on a bond. The difference between what they get and the face amount is the discount, and that's $36,000, right? So what we're going to do is go to the next interest period, which is going to be 6/30/2013, and we're going to figure out how much the company is going to pay. So these are checks going out to whoever bought this bond, right? So we're going to go $500,000 times 9%, okay, times 6/12 or half a year, because only half a year has gone by. So this company is going to have to send out a check for $22,500. Okay? Now we figure out the interest. Wow, that's going to be a little bit different. Oops. Did I hit anything here? Oh, all right. So the interest is actually going to be, what's our interest going to be? Our interest is going to be the carrying amount of the bond, $463,000, times the effective rate, whatever the market rate is, times half a year, because it was only for 6 months. So that's $27,788. Okay? The discount for this period is the difference between those two amounts. So we're going to take the $27,000 less the $22,000 cash paid, and we're going to say we also got a little bit of discount this period of $5,288. Okay, so our total discount, oops, we sometimes have something not 5288 40, and oops, oh no, hold on, I got to take that off here, sorry. Our total discount is going to be our previous discount, $36,000, less our discount that we're going to accrue this period, and that's what, $5,200, and that's going to leave us with $31,572 worth of discount on our books. Okay, our carrying amount is going to have that discount, or the difference of our period discount added to it. All right, so that's going to equal our 463 plus the discount difference this period, so we're up to 468,000. Okay, and I'm not going to go through journal entries, but there's a couple of good exercises in the book to work on the journal entries. All right, at the end of the year, let's do one more period, 12/31/13. Okay, cash paid out, it's going to be the same thing, $500,000 times 9% times half a year, $22,500. All right. Our interest this period, well, it's going to be a little bit different. So that's going to represent our carrying amount, 468 times 12% times half a year. And it looks like 28,105. Okay, our difference between the cash paid and the interest accrued, 5605. Okay, and our total discount on our books, let's see if I can carry this down, it's going to be our old 31,000 less the 5605, or 25,966. Okay, our new carrying amount, it's going to have that added to it. Hopefully this will work. 474,500. Okay, at the end of 3 years, whenever that is, when will that be? 1/1/2016. We're going to be up to $500,000 here. Carrying amount is always going to equal our face amount, and our discount or premium is always going to head towards zero. All right. So that's our lesson on bonds, and these are pretty tricky things, but good thing you guys are smart.